Rodney Neufeld from Abundant Life Baptist Church shares the unique approach that they take for their outdoor sign.
If you don't know Jesus, you don't know what we're saying half the time on a sign. So I wanted to actually speak directly to people that may or may not ever know, like, just to spark some thought, spark some curiosity. And it's really interesting because some of the signs we put up, I think I did one, it said, "Do not be afraid," X 365, right? Because 365 times in the Bible, God says, "Do not be afraid, I am with you." And it was really interesting because we had a person come into the church, hand us an envelope and say thank you. And there's this letter on how our signs had been very encouraging to them in their walk of faith, especially through coming out of COVID and things like that. And, and they gave a donation and all this stuff. And I was just like, okay. I mean, so the beautiful part is we saw that it is being read and there's an effect. So around Christmas time, I started thinking, well, how can we take this a little bit deeper? Because, everybody's got their kooky church signs or their interesting church signs or their thought-provoking church signs. But I thought, how can we, take it to, this another step where it can be even more interactive. And so I started looking at songs that really spoke. Like the first one I did was God is not dead, nor does he sleep. Which when you Google that, you get I Heard the Bells by Casting Crowns or whoever did it. It depends on your search history, right? And I thought this is great. So now I see it, they Google it, hopefully not while they're driving, but they Google it and they get this song that's encouraging. And so it was up for a while, and of course the weather hit, so it stayed up for a while. And the other day, I was sitting there talking to our lead pastor, Brad, and he mentioned about his next series. And one of the first ones, it was just entitled, "He's Coming Back." And I thought to myself, hey, so if you Google that, you get Jesus is Coming Back, Jordan Feliz. So it's something that not only for believers, but for people who do not know, they can Google it and get some encouragement, some inspiration. I wanted to take it to another level. I just thought, because we want to speak into our community. We sponsor Kids with Compassion. I've been through Compassion trips into the Dominican and our own trips into the Dominican. And the one thing I noticed that we kind of lost sight of, I think, here in our bubble of North America is when you go into Central South America, you go into Africa, you go into all these places, the church is the center of the community. And so we need to be that light in the community. We need to be that light in our city, and we need to break down some of the walls that have been put up over the past 100 years. Just one little way I can do it, right? Between youth and then I run the night church program here and all these other things, and it's like God just said, hey, let's take it up a notch and have a little fun with it. Like bring a little, like not just encouragement, but some joy, it's, I don't know how to describe it. We want to reach into our community. That's what we're supposed to do. The church should, even going back 50, 60, 70 years, the church was just the light of the community. And our culture has changed, all these things have changed, but people are still the same. People are the same as they were 2,000 years ago. We need hope. We want peace. We want joy in our lives. And I know there's only one place that comes from. And so if we can point to him, if we can point to Christ in any way we can, we should take advantage of that. Especially, again, coming out of that nasty 2.5 years we were in, where people's hope was crushed. We put our hope into all these things and they all collapsed before us. And yet, God endures. And he is with us always. So why not? Let's turn to him, right? In every possible way. I will use any tool at my disposal to forward the gospel. That's.
Can you give us a little bit of a sneak peek what the next sign might
Nope.
be? No spoilers here. You gotta come by to Abundant Life.
And I am a little spontaneous. I start looking. I'm waiting for the messages that are coming, and then I do some searching. So it's I don't plan that deeply. After all, every time you make plans, something happens. So what is the old joke? Want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans, right? So
It's a pretty interesting idea. So we asked Rod what the response has been like from the community and the congregation.
Well, I haven't seen too much from the community yet because I just really started doing this. But overall, our response to our sign has been really, really incredible. A couple of our signs went like viral. There was one that had well over 5,000 likes on it, and we got pushed onto all these different platforms. We made it to the great church signs. But one in particular, I was afraid it might cause some controversy, but it was one of the folks that comes to night church had encouraged me. We're talking about, well, I don't know what to put on the sign, and she goes, "Oh, I got it. I hate this place. Sign Satan." So we put that up, and I think that was the one that I think it went on to get it into like the 7,000 hits, likes range and stuff like that. But I had one person didn't like it. Why would? And I'm like, but you know what? It's kind of a good thing if he doesn't like this place. It means we're doing something right, right? And so I just thought it. And I try to do a lot of encouraging, just without getting all using the Christianese, right? The world doesn't speak that language, so we need to speak the language of the people we're reaching, right? The generation we're trying to reach. And so, yeah. And like, this is just the latest, and I've already had some internally, lots of people going, "That's awesome! Wow!" Because they were like floored. They search it, and it's like, "Wow! I didn't know what I was going to get."